main thing that we're doing in our role in this is that you provide us access to these raw inputs, the EDR data, the daily drilling reports, completion data, and other diagnostics. And then we do the processing. We apply our expertise and our understanding of that data and our unique perspective on that data to transform it and clean it into that curated data set. That way, when you're asking AI to have a conversation using this interaction that we saw in the demo, you already come with a very clean data set that you can rely on those answers as being a fair representation of your well. And so, as we talked about it, the big transition is being able to transition from the traditional model, the before model, where we were receiving files, receiving Excel files, PowerPoints, and that type of material, and you needed to wait for us to transfer it to you, email it to you, or put it in a file for you to access. Now, with this pathway, this highway that MCP permits, you can connect directly to that curated data set. So now you can ask questions in an open setting without needing to have very formalized language about the way the query has to happen, and be able to just interact and have the right answer, the answers to your questions right now. No files, no exports, nothing that you need to deal with. You can just see the results. And ultimately, if you want the data itself, you can always get it directly via the interaction with the AI. The benefit of doing this by connecting us to your AI is that we know that we're all in a much larger ecosystem of data, that each one of us have multiple sources that all can be funneled together to give more cohesive answers. And that's one of the powers of MCP and even API, is giving that live interaction with the data from multiple sources. So that way you can ask a lot more complicated questions that you would not otherwise think to be able to ask, now interacting across multiple different platforms. So you can ask ones about economics compared to the reservoir modeling that comes out, or even related to our data set, this curated data set, be able to link it together with all these others to ask those more complicated questions. Now, as we talked about, there's basically two ways that we're talking about using this curated data set. The one way that we're talking about here is where you would be able to connect us directly up to your agent, your AI of choice, and be able to interact directly with it. No, all plain English, no experts, just you interacting directly with the data. The other thing is, as Kevin identified, we have our own series of agentic workflows that are present that we use against that curated data set. And we use it based on our experience, our knowledge, to be able to help generate those answers that you would like to have without you needing to interact with the AI. So we have both of those paths present, and as we do have, and it's rolling out, is this pre-completion agent, which I'll talk a little bit more about later, what that looks like, what the data looks like when it comes out. But ultimately, what we see is you can interact directly with it, or we can help with that process. But regardless, it's still that same one curated data set that's sitting behind both answers. So now I'm going to do a live demo. As everybody's who ever tried to do a live demo, just be a little patient. Usually it goes real well, but you never know. So let me go ahead and set this up. All right, good. I'm on the right screen. That's even better. All right. So one of the things that you can set up, and what we've done here, is made sure that there's a masking layer between this. I am directly interacting with Drill2Frac's MCP server right now. So when I make a query, I'm interacting with live data. So to make sure that I don't expose any other customers' data to this, I make sure that I have this masking layer present. So I'm going to ask the question, how many wells are there in the Magic Kingdom? So while this is working on the answer, one of the things that we do get kind of as a frequent question is, now as you can see here, I'm using Claude. So Claude is one agent, one AI process that you can use, one AI program that you can use. It is the one I'm doing a demo in, but it is not the one that you have to do. We basically set this up, and one of the great benefits of an MCP framework is that it's intended to be flexible. So that way, it's not dedicated to any specific single AI platform. You can use multiple different platforms. So that way, this allows users to connect to Drill2Frac's curated data with AI tools that best fit their internal workflows and preferences and not be locked down to a specific one. And we can see it's crunching along. There are quite a few wells, so it's not surprising that this takes a little bit of time. And as we see, okay, there was actually 122 wells across 18 pads. And we can see, the names, the same names that we saw in the demos are being applied here for the same masking. And so that's how we can interact directly with that data and be able to ask open-ended questions. And from this point forward, we could do just like in the demo, we could continue to evolve the conversation to focus in on whatever specific challenge or topic I want to explore. Now, so that's connecting up to the full database. What some of this looks like, if you look at after our pre-completion process workflow, is something like this. So this is what resides inside that data set, a single well. And for that well, we have that cleaned data with the resulting Rockamacy data and various gas information and just the normal evaluation of a horizontal well. So that's present in that data set. And what we're looking at here is on Corva's platform. So this is the ability to interact and see a single well and interrogate that data specifically for that single well. So this is one visibility way of looking at it, where we're looking at the entire horizontal. And the other one would be something like this, where we're looking at, again on Corva, looking at the flow effects results, which is at the end of the pre-completion agent results. And it would make it possible to compare multiple completion designs and be able to visualize it. So the one is through your agent, and you can drive that response, drive the visualizations, or you can use some of the pre-built visualizations that we have through our partners or through other interactions. But the core of it is always going to be the same curated data that you're interacting with and seeing and visualizing.